Today's social media segment is brought to you by A.J. Doman Chevrolet. We say yes when others say no. Hello again, everyone. I'm Martin Falls, and welcome to Bayou Time, as once again we talk of a beloved one in our area passing away. And today I want to talk about Miss Joanne Morrison. What a sweet and great lady Miss Joanne Aycock Morrison was. What a staple in our community. And if you know the Morrison family, then of course you will know that it took a great matriarch and a great patriarch to take care of that large family. And that she did. As the matriarch of a big family with a lot of legacy, Miss Joanne Morrison was certainly just a sweet lady, a very Christian lady who put a lot of faith in raising her children, and she put a lot of faith in her God, and everyone who knew her knew that. And certainly she was always good, especially if you were around some of the children your whole life. And there were many of you out there that were, you know what kind of woman I'm speaking about. Also, just the ties they had in the community. Of course, if you take the large family, I made a trip to California back in 1980 to explore film. And on that trip, she was going a different way, and I was going a different way. Of course, Amy Lou Morrison, she was a member of the class of 76 at Vanderbilt. And then as you go down the line, Chet Morrison, her son, was my co-consular at St. Francis Day Camp. We had the Orange Crown together for a year, and that was enlightening to both of us as we had to take care of 5-year-olds at the St. Francis Day Camp. We often joke about that. Father Jim Morrison, of course, his ties with the Falls family, and of course my sister Amy, of course they were in the same class together. Melinda was on the softball team at Vanderbilt, which was one of my first jobs ever, getting into the TV business. She was part of that dynasty that Coach Albert had created along the way. And of course, Mary, who is partners now with one of my best friends in the world, Kyle Falk. Well, they're together. So if you take all of the Morrison family, and I'll list them in a second, it's just so spread out in the community, but a large portion of that family is involved with a large portion of other families in the community. Let me read Miss Joanne's obituary first, if I can. After a long and fulfilling life, Joanne Aycock Morrison, beloved wife, mother, and friend, departed this world on March 16th, 2025, surrounded by her loving family. Born on November 26, 1934, in Garden City, Louisiana, Joanne lived a life filled with love, laughter, and unwavering devotion to her faith and family. Relatives and friends of the family attended already. That was the visitation Thursday, March 20th, at Annunciata Catholic Church from 9 a.m. until service time at 11 a.m. And that, of course, happened this morning. There was a large contingency of people who paid their respects this morning at Annunciata Church. Now, of course, the burial later would take place at Franklin Cemetery, and that was at 3:30 on Thursday. Miss Joanne is survived by her loving husband, Chester Farley Morrison. What a great man. What a great partner he was. What a great father he is. And, of course, you remember Morrison Home Center and Mr. Chester. Just a good guy. And he stood by her side the whole way. And, of course, I had a chance to see him today. And his heart is hurting, but what a devoted husband. Great example to everyone. We'll continue now with the obituary. The sons, Chet Morrison and, of course, Susan. Father Jim Morrison, Stephen Morrison, and Valerie. The daughters, Amy Morrison, Melinda Morrison, Mary Morrison, and I mentioned Kyle, and Sally Phillips with Jeff. Grandchildren, Kelly, Jill, Stephanie, Chess, Mariam, Alexander, Delaney, Mason, Connor, Lucy, Nick, Caroline, James, Jamo, how they call him, Colin, and Mia. The great-grandchildren, Riker, Hudson, Ernie, Whitney, Brooke, Ella, Stephen, Rosie, Nora, Chester, Amelia, Sylvie, Oliver, Parker, and Banks. Miss Joanne was preceded in death by her parents, Clarence Aycock and Amy Wigington Aycock, her brothers, Taddy Aycock, Joseph Aycock, sister Mary Ida Dupuy, grandson John Paul Phillips. She was a woman of faith and service, actively participating in her local parish, Annunciata Catholic Church, where she served as a lector, Eucharistic minister, and member of the Altar Society. She also belonged to several community clubs, including the Bridge Club and Houma Study Club, fostering connections and friendships that brightened her days. Miss Joanne had an adventurous spirit and a passion for travel, music, and dance, cherishing the experiences and memories made with her family and friends. Throughout her life, Joanne inspired those around her with her kindness, wisdom, and infectious spirit. She will be fondly remembered not only by her family, but by all who had the privilege of knowing her. She leaves behind a legacy of love and kindness. And the family asks that in lieu of flower donations, you can make out donations to Annunciata Catholic Church. Once again, on behalf of the entire crew at HTV, our warmest condolences to the entire Morrison family. You lost a great individual, but she leaves a legacy second to none. God bless Miss Joanne and Godspeed. Today's social media segment is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System. Your health is our legacy. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not. Buick, the craft of modern luxury. St. Martin and Bourke, know your rights.